Our podcast is all about soccer, all things soccer.
Soccer has arrived in town. We are ready to party.
They're classy too, man. I can wear this on a date.
People who are most successful are the ones who don't just give up.
We have officially partnered up with Albemarle Paper Supply. Albemarle Paper Supply services paper products within the cities of Charlotte, Concord, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Salisbury, Morrisville, and smaller cities in between. From fiber, plastic, and foam bowls, paper towels, tissues, napkins, takeout containers, gloves, to janitorial supplies, and much, much more, Albemarle Paper is dedicated to bring you the paper goods you need. Customers can pick up products directly at Albemarle Paper's warehouse located at 735 Henson Street in Albemarle, North Carolina, or products can be delivered to you at your business doorstep. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Golden Boots podcast. Our podcast is all about soccer, all things soccer. We love soccer. For today's new episode, we brought in a very, very special guest today, a Generation Adidas Cup winner and one of Charlotte FC's very own Chris Hegardt. Chris, my man, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you on today, bro.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So let's see where this goes.
For sure, man. And so what we like to do here on our podcast is we like to bring on players and people from the Charlotte community, kind of give us their story a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Chris. I know you're from the West Coast, right?
Yeah. So
do you rep it hard or no?
Yeah, I love the West Coast. So I was born and raised in San Diego, and so I lived there for my first 16 years, and I played there, and it was great. I loved it, and that's where my family is. So that's where home is for me. And then at 16 years old, I made the jump to Seattle Sounders up in the Pacific Northwest, into their academy, and kind of went through their system, and then went to Georgetown, played some college for 2 seasons, and then now I'm here. So yeah.
Perfect, man. Awesome. I want you to kind of tell us, what is like your first memory of playing soccer? Like, what do you remember? Like kicking the ball, somebody kicking the ball at you? Like what do you remember?
Yeah. I just remember always running around the house, like screaming at my family, my parents, like, I want to kick the ball, like stuff like that. Yeah. So that's kind of my first memories, and I just love soccer since I was born, so I always loved it.
Okay, nice. And then you have a couple of siblings that also played soccer, right? Are they younger than you or older?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4.
Okay.
So all 3 above me played soccer. So I was always around it every single weekend. It was my life. So yeah.
Okay.
So.
Were they like happy that you were there, or were they kind of like, all right, Chris, like you can come? Like, you know how that older younger sibling dynamic works?
Yeah, no, they were really cool about it. We always loved to play with each other, and I was younger than them, so I think at first they were like, when I wanted to play with them, they were like, no, but as I got better, it just made me so much better because they were older. Yeah,
they're like, all right, now that he looks like he's a baller, like let's incorporate him into the team.
Yeah, they gave me a few chances, so
awesome.
It was good. Yeah, man.
And then I know you have a little bit of a unique story as well, because when you were 7, you were diagnosed with liver cancer, correct?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so when I was 7, I was just playing for my local team. We were playing probably like 45 minutes away from home, and I just took a ball in the stomach, and it kind of felt like I got the wind knocked out of me. And I didn't really think much of it, but then I just I couldn't breathe. So after like 10 minutes of not being able to like get my breath back, I went to the hospital, and after some blood tests, they realized that like I had some bleeding in my stomach. And ultimately, it came from the ball hitting the tumor.
Okay.
So that's kind of how they found out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild, bro.
Yeah, it's a crazy story, man. And especially like since like soccer's my life, and they made this story about it, like how it ultimately saved my life, because I would have never known if I wasn't playing soccer on that day, probably. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
That is kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
Now, from a because you were very young, I think it's very different. Like if you were maybe 15 or 22, but you were 7, right?
Yeah, so young.
Do you remember a lot of that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I remember stretches of it. Definitely, I remember when I was laying on the hospital bed and there's 25 doctors around me, stuff like that. But I mean, I don't like to think about it too much,
right.
Just as part of my story, and I moved on. But yeah, I remember glimpses of it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then you also had an opportunity during that time frame to meet Messi, right?
Yeah. So basically, once I was healthy again, there's like this very great company called Make-A-Wish, and they ultimately grant like opportunities to kids to meet their idols, right? And
Right.
most kids.
Good choice, by the way. If you would have picked Ronaldo, you wouldn't be on this podcast. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, most kids these days, you know, they want to meet like celebrity singers and actors. But from the very beginning, I was like, I want to meet Messi. And I mean, it was crazy, man. Like, imagine talking to Messi.
Yeah.
He was great too. Like, he spent a whole day with me.
Okay.
It was insane.
Can I ask you what you guys did or like what?
Yeah. Like, first of all, he like came in, they brought me to La Masia where like the training facility was.
Oh, snap. Okay,
and, like,
cool.
He took me like around gave me kind of like a tour and then took me out to the field and played with me and then just talked to me and then like signed some jerseys and stuff. And,
nice.
And then the day was over but they extended my trip and, you know, I got to see some games too.
Okay.
And just tour the city. So it was truly amazing. Yeah.
Nice. How's Messi's English, by the way? I'm curious.
It's spotty. Yeah, he's not the best. But he had a translator. They had a translator there too.
I was gonna say, was there awkward moments where you're just like, he's like saying something, and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think he understood a lot, but he was still great. And I mean, people see his soccer ability, but he's a super nice guy too.
Yeah,
so it was great.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, tell me a little bit about kind of your youth career as well, because I know you played at LA Galaxy and also San Diego Surf, right? Yeah. Is that like a NISA team?
San Diego Surf?
Yeah.
No, it's just like it's probably one of the bigger local teams in Southern California.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, so after I got sick actually, and I came back, I lived in a small town called Fallbrook. It's north of San Diego.
Okay.
And then this coach in South San Diego, where surf is, kind of, they were like, he was recruiting me before I got sick, and he kept telling my parents like, Chris is gonna be this great player. Like, I need him. I want him.
Wow. Okay.
And then when I got healthy, my parents finally let me go play for him. And then
what was that? Sorry to interrupt you, like, because I mean, like, you just come out of something that's like dangerous, right? Yeah. And like, how comfortable were your parents? How comfortable were you to get back on the field?
I mean, I just wanted to play soccer again, man. So I was very comfortable. I think I was playing like 2.5 months after, so it was so quick. And then I don't know if you've seen the story, but I came back and I played for this coach and this team, and we won 2 state cups back to back. And 2 months after I had the liver transplant, 3 months, I scored the winning goal in the final.
That's awesome,
it was crazy.
Bro.
Yeah, man. So, you know, I just bounced back and then I ended up playing for him for like 3 more years.
Okay.
And then Galaxy actually recruited me to go play for them when I was 14, but the journey was just too far. It was like 2 hours, 15 minutes every day each way. So it's just too hard on my parents, my family, and me. And then I ended up going back to San Diego, and I was just like wanted to see, just keep playing there. And then Sounders came like a year later, and that's where I went. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Talk to me then about Sounders, about their academy, what that program was like. I believe Dan Locke was there, correct?
Yeah,
at the same time.
And Mark Nichols.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, Seattle was great. I mean, every single player I played with there was amazing. I mean, I'm thinking like for my U16 team, there's probably 12 or 14 guys in the pros right now, which is crazy. So you can just see the talent level like there, and it was a blast. Seattle has so many good coaches, so many good players, and I thought I developed so well there. So you know, I'm grateful for them.
What do you think you learn most when you go into an academy team?
Yeah, especially in Seattle, it's just the difference is you're just in a pro environment, right? And they do have such a good correlation with the second team, Tacoma Defiance, and the first team, and they push young players. So when you go into that, the club at 16, right, they're pushing you into a pro environment, and it makes you uncomfortable, and I think that pushes your level to be higher every day. So,
nice. Yeah. How did you handle that? Like, I mean, like, in every soccer player's career, you have moments of transition, right, where you see the level get a little bit different. It gets a little bit more difficult, or the speed is different.
Exactly.
How did you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult at first, right? When I first came to Seattle, I was playing in the U17 academy, and I wasn't playing for the first month or 2 I was there, you know? Like, I was getting frustrated, but I knew I just had to trust it because they wanted me to learn their system and integrate into the team. And literally after 6 months, I was in with the second team training, playing games, and then just from there, you know, it kind of goes on. So at first it wasn't easy, but, you know, you just got to stick through it, and it became awesome after. So.
Love that, man. And then
Yeah.
you guys actually won the Generations Adidas Cup, correct?
Yeah. So
What was that experience like? I mean, you guys beat some amazing like world teams. I think River Plate was in there. You beat Valencia in the final, right?
Yeah. So that was crazy. No other American team has won it. So we made history. But we played the likes of like Valencia, West Ham, River Plate, Flamengo from Brazil, right? We beat all these teams, right? And I think we just showed like the world and, don't sleep on the U.S. We have so many good players and prospects coming out.
Right.
I remember we're 17 years old and the center back on Flamengo was like 7 million at the time.
Wow.
And we just went in there and beat them, a bunch of American kids. So, it was a great experience playing these guys, but we held our own and we showed what we could do, and we ended up beating Valencia in the final. So
did you notice like a difference in terms of maybe not style but like camaraderie from all these? Because it's interesting, like you've got a team from Argentina, a team from Brazil, a team from Spain, an American team. Like, do you notice like certain aspects or things that they do differently?
Yeah, like I think each team or like each nationality, like they have their own styles. Like you could see Brazil, like they had a lot of flair, but they were also like very physical and big, compared to us. And then you play Valencia, and those guys are all like Spain. You know, they're just tiki taka everywhere.
I just think of like 10 Xavis or 10 David Silvas.
That's literally what it is, man. It's literally like you're pressing them, and they're just like churning out every time. It's like, dang, these guys are good, man. So. I think every team had their different styles, and River Plate was also amazing. So,
nice.
Just to beat those guys was a blessing.
What was that feeling of winning it, man?
Yeah, at first it was crazy because like I said, we were the first American team to ever win it.
Right.
So I mean, we had the players to do it, so I kind of always believed we would.
Okay.
But when it was true, I was just so happy, and I think all the other guys were so happy just to. Put Seattle on the map, but also on the USA. So
nice, awesome. And then you also had a stint in the USL with their, I don't want to call it feeder team, the associated team. It was Tacoma Defiance, right?
Yeah. So probably when I was junior in high school, I started playing games with them. And
talk to me about like the level of USL. I mean, because you're 16, 17, playing with 25-year-olds. 26-year-olds, correct?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the USL is. I think it's very underappreciated. It's a really high level. I mean, especially when you're 17, 18 playing against these guys, it helps your development so much.
Right.
And I mean, there's a lot of ballers in the USL, I think, and I mean the level is high. It's a lot of pressure. You go into I remember I played in New Mexico on like a Wednesday night, and there's like 18,000 people there, and I'm like 18 years old, 17 years old, so it was crazy. But yeah, I mean it's a high level, I think, and it helped my game a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, it was great playing.
Did you score the very first goal of the season for them?
Yeah. Yeah. So before the shutdown, the COVID shutdown.
Yeah.
We were playing Reno, and I actually scored the first goal of the USL season. So
okay.
Yeah. So I played like. Two seasons, 1.5 seasons with them, and they wanted me like some contract stuff, but I would have rather just gone to college. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. What would you say is your biggest takeaway from your time there?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I mean, there's so many things I learned from them. From when I was 16 years old to 18, I was playing there, and my level increased so much dramatically. And
in terms of what would you say? Just your experience, your strength, your physicality?
I mean, I just think my level of play, I think I learned so much just being around the great players there. Like when I was training with the first team, you're learning from Ladero, Joao Paulo, like these ballers, man. And I think my awareness, my creativity, everything just raised.
Nice.
And I think that's what's helped me get here, just being in that environment.
How important do you think it is for players to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like some soccer players sometimes, if you're a baller, sometimes you have a little bit of an ego to yourself, right? Like whether you like it or not, you can't help it, right?
That comes with it, yeah. But no, I think it's very important, man. I think just the biggest thing is, you have to be uncomfortable to get better, right? You can't be comfortable all the time, or else you're not going to get better. And I think for me, being uncomfortable for that year, training with the first team, playing with the second team, training with the second team, you're not the best guy there. You're not you have to push yourself every day to get opportunities and stay in that pathway and in that program. So I think just being uncomfortable and playing against better players every day helps you so much. So yeah.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's great advice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always the magic always happens in that extra mile and like doing stuff that's uncomfortable.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. And I think that's underappreciated, you know. When you're comfortable in soccer, I mean, you don't learn much. You can do whatever you want, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes in players, you know. You can't get better.
100% all the time, man. In anything you do, you can get better, right?
Exactly. So.
Amazing, awesome. So tell us then, from Tacoma, you went to Georgetown, right?
Yeah.
What was that like, transitioning from USL to college ball?
Yeah.
Was it a little bit more difficult? I mean, like you're in a school now environment where like I guess it's easy to like maybe go party or like there's so many more distractions. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. But yeah, no, I left Tacoma and I went to Georgetown, and you know Georgetown just won the national title the year before I got there, right? So they're number one in the country going in, and you know I always had in my head like, you know, I'm gonna be a freshman that plays, makes a difference in the team. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to help this team win another championship, because I mean before I committed, like they were like top 20. You know, they weren't number one when I committed, so I was like wanting to go there to win the natty title. And I mean, at first, right, like the first 3 games, I was coming off the bench, you know, and I scored actually and got an assist in my first few games there. And I was getting a bit frustrated, you know, because I was like, I want to be starting. I want to be, you know, helping the team more. But
you know what? I really love that mentality. You know, like you always have to have those expectations, no matter what age you are, no matter how small, big, tall, strong, whatever your strengths are. Like I think that's something that people need to like talk to themselves more, like, yo, wherever you go, like you're good enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's confidence is so key, you know. But like I was saying, I just had to stay patient, you know. The coach talked to me, he said, you're doing so good, just stay patient, your time will come. And then after like 4 games, you know, I started every single game after that, and all the way through my career at Georgetown. So I mean, Georgetown I loved it, man. It was amazing. I met so many great people there. Like my best friends still go there. I talk to all the people every day, and even the soccer, like they have so many good players. Like so many of those guys can go pro. I think from my last year's team, like 7 or 8 guys are in the pros, right? Like one's playing in Scotland. There's like 4 in MLS, like a few USL. So the level was so high, and the coaches there are very good. You know, they know their stuff. It's like it's pretty similar to a pro environment. It's just different. You know, you're with school. There's a lot more distractions. You know, and
what would be your advice to maybe players that like want to play college ball, maybe want to play D1 ball? What are some things that they should focus on? Yeah,
I mean, that's a good point. I think that you have to be very self-motivated and cut out a lot of distractions, right? Because your friends that you're going to class with, they don't have soccer to worry about. They don't want to be a pro, you know? So I think you have to make a lot of sacrifices. Like if they're going out on a Friday night to a party, you got to be like, no, I got a game the next day, I'm going to stay in, or I got training the next day, I'm going to stay in. And for me, that was really easy because I knew what I wanted to do was get to the next level.
Love that.
Be a pro. So, you know,
you were just determined and focused, bro.
I was focused, but you know, like when there was time to have fun and you know soccer was off, you know, I would go hang out with my friends because that's important. You know, you want to build those relationships and take your mind off soccer a bit. But I think the importance in college is that's where players get stuck. You know, there's a lot of ballers in college, but I feel like some guys aren't as focused as others, and that's why they don't make it. You know? So I think that was something I learned from a few guys. You know, the guys above me, and when I was a freshman, and they were like seniors and juniors, they talked to me a lot, and you know, told me what to do, and you know, had good advice to like stay out of trouble, stay focused. You know.
What was like the best advice that you've gotten?
I mean, in college or just don't go out that much. You know, you can go out, but just stay focused on your grind. And I mean, I took that advice, but I already kind of knew that going in. You know? So, but I mean,
which is I mean, for you, you're saying it's easier, but I think it's like it's easier said than done because at the end of the day, like you're an athlete, you have a little bit of clout. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy for people to be like, yo, come out with us. Like, yo, this is one of the soccer players. But like that comes down to like your personal decisions, everything you do in life, right? Like, I read a book called The Compound Effect, and it talked about that. Like, your daily decisions determine your output in life. And it's so true, man. It's so easy to make the right decision, but it's also easy to make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
But then you looking back, you're like, wow, I'm glad I did what I had to do, right?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. Yeah. I'm happy, you know, the sacrifices I paid off. And like you said, though, sometimes you question them, you know, when things aren't going right, but you just got to stay true. So, yeah.
Love that, man. So then after Georgetown, this is what I heard. You were skiing a black diamond backwards. Miguel calls you. You pick it up. Yeah, I'm coming. And then you go all the way down. You're kidding, man. Talk to us a little bit about how that Charlotte FC call came.
Yeah, so it was kind of crazy. Like, It was kind of crazy. But so with Georgetown, we were playing in the Final Four. And it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we ended up losing in the semifinal. But, you know, I had a pretty good game. I was really disappointed, you know. I wanted to win so bad. And the year before, we lost in the Elite Eight. And then we lost in the Final Four. So it was pretty disappointing for me. But I went on vacation with my family. And I was skiing. And I get a call, like, from... It was Miguel, and he was like, "Hey, Chris," or he texted me. He's like, "Hey, Chris, this is Miguel with Charlotte FC. We're super interested. Like, let's get on the phone and chat." And I was like,
"Now, did you know he had your phone number?" Or like,
yeah, I kinda,
okay, because I could that could go like, okay, like, is this really him?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? There's a few things before.
Okay,
so I kind of knew he was gonna text me based on, you know, they talked to us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, So then he texts me, and I'm like, dang, this is crazy, man. Like, I didn't know if they wanted to sign me, if they wanted me in on trial. And basically, they thought, like, that I could come in trial maybe if that was a thing they wanted to see a bit more. And I was like, I can't leave school to do that. Like, it's kind of like a thing. But I was like, they were like, okay. And they kind of came back to me, like, a day later. Like, it was so quick, man. Like, so quick. And he calls me, and he's like, we want to sign you. We want you, Chris. We want you here. And I was like, oh, my God, like, this is insane, man. Like, I went from yesterday thinking I was going to go back to Georgetown and win a national championship to signing pro. And for me, it was, I mean, obviously, yes, it was an easy decision to sign, you know. And Miguel was like, we need to figure it out with Seattle, you know, because they have my homegrown rights. So they had to figure out a deal to get me. So I was like, okay, I knew I wanted to do this. And then the thing for me, though, was tough, you know, because I had to leave my Georgetown boys and you know, my teammates and my friends, and it was hard because I wanted to win so bad with them and, you know, bring home the cup to Georgetown again. And I'm like a very loyal person, you know, if you're my boy.
I love that.
And so when I had to sign, it was hard at first, but once I got it off my chest, and, you know, everyone was so supportive of me, and I was so happy, you know, like this was a dream come true for me, and I've been working so hard. So just when Miguel told me and he was like, we want to bring you here, we want to sign you to the first team, I was so excited, man.
Nice.
And yeah. So.
Talk to us a little bit about that, because, like, I mean, I've been in rooms with Miguel as well. And, like, Miguel is such a guy that, like, he makes you, like, he just knows how to motivate people so well. And, like, he's just such a great, genuine person that I'm like, dude, like, I sometimes get excited talking to him, and I'm like, I don't even play for him. Like, I can't imagine how he motivates the players.
No, dude, that's a great point. Yeah, he's the nicest guy in the world. And I mean, I was a bit nervous, right? Because you think, like, pro coach, you're like, he's going to be tough. Like, he's not going to be like, he's like, what he does, like, you got to be careful what you say to him, you know, very, like, tense. But when I got on the phone with him, he was like the nicest guy. He was like, hey, Chris, like, how are you doing? Like, how's your family? How is everything? Like, where do you live? Like, he was so, like, genuine and nice. And from there on, I knew, like, how great of a guy he was and how great of a coach. And he's just, I think, like you said, like, he knows how to get the best out of every player. Yeah. And
that is so important, too, especially, too, for the development of the younger players as well, you know?
And you've seen his record of developing players.
100%.
So yeah, no, I think that's one of his traits, you know, he knows how to get the best out of players, and he's been doing it so far. And I mean, the first few games, we're a new club, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, yeah, I mean, like, from I've gone to pretty much every game that we've been allowed to go. From Charleston to our last game against FC Cincinnati. I mean, like, the team's night and day now, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody looks more comfortable in possession. Anyways, but I want your thoughts in terms of, like, the chemistry of this team. What's that like? Like the chemistry of a new MLS club, especially because you got 26, 27 new players. Yeah. And I asked Derek Jones this question, and he said that like one of the things he noticed from this team is commitment.
Yeah.
And I love that, but I also see such a great camaraderie with you guys.
I would say camaraderie. Like the guys are all so close to each other. It's crazy. Like half the guys don't even speak the same language. And,
yeah.
You know, I just feel like every time we step on the field, like we're gonna like do everything we can for each other to win. And you even see that, like, we had a team dinner the past night. Like, everyone on their off day wanted to come in and eat together, and, you know, and we're just all, like, so close. And I credit that to, you know, Miguel and the staff. They had us do a lot of great activities in preseason that, you know, brought us close together and, you know, learned about each other a lot. So I think that's how it began. But, you know, everyone is so close in the locker room, from – you know, Jordi Alcivar, who speaks Spanish, to Ben, you know, like English. You know, everyone's just so, like, so friendly, and everyone talks to each other. So, I mean, the team vibe is great.
I love that, man. What do you think, like, give me some ingredients you think are important to build a successful team.
Am I a coach now?
You are today. You're Coach Hegardt now.
Yeah. So
from a player's perspective, you've been part of winning teams, so you kind of see there's a certain DNA, right?
I think the biggest thing is everyone just needs to. There's a lot of egos, you know, sometimes in soccer, and everyone just needs to put those aside and just work hard together, and just that camaraderie aspect, commitment. And I think just time on the pitch, you know, I think we spent a lot of time, you know, working hard together, if that's in film, on the field. And, I mean, we spent a lot of hours just grinding, and I think
I love that. And I feel like everybody has, like, that common goal, right? Like, everybody wants the team to do well, which is something I feel from every player, which is great, you know?
Yeah, no, everyone wants the best for everyone in this club, and I think that's what's going to make us special. But I think, like I said, you know, you just need everyone to be together, and everyone needs to believe in the same thing, and the common goal is to win. And I think we're all, you know.
Love that, man.
It,
Talk to me a little bit about your MLS debut.
Yeah.
Came in against DC United, man. I mean, it's a dream come true for you, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everything that you went through, like, I don't know. Describe that moment to me. Did you think about, like, everything that you've been to get to this point? Were you just focused on the game? Like, what was going through your head?
Yeah, I was just focused on the game, man. Like, I mean, it's crazy to say, but it just felt like another game for me. I was very anxious. Like, I wanted to go in, you know, and play. And I mean, I was just happy to be out there and, you know, get that experience. And I think me and Adam went in together. So, you know, it was great for both of us to get on the field.
Y'all almost scored too, bro.
I know. I still give Adam a little flash. I'm like, dude, you could have 2 goals now, you know?
Right?
But yeah, no, it was just an honor to be out there with those guys and, you know, fight. And I'm just excited to get back out there. So,
okay. Nice, man. Now, after the game, did you maybe think about, like, everything that you've been through, or were you just, all right, let's move on to the next game?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. If you want my honest answer, I was more just like, I want to work hard to get more playing time and, you know, get on the field more to help the team. And I mean, I did think I've been through a lot. I need to enjoy this moment, but I was like, what can I keep doing to keep getting better, keep working hard? And I think the biggest thing, you know, sometimes you have to prove to yourself that you belong there. And in preseason, I knew I could play at this level. And in DC, I was like, this is a real MLS game, and I can hold my own. That was the biggest thing, you know, leaving that game, like, I belong here.
Love that, bro.
So
that's amazing, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but, you know.
No, it's great, bro. I mean, it's great advice that every player needs to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it was good, but yeah, it was
awesome.
It was crazy.
Now, talk to me about the week of Charlotte FC's home game, inaugural game. 74,479 people. The talk of the town that week. Like, I mean, like, I know every player was buzzing to get to the stadium for that day. I mean, all the fans, we were excited as well. And then, like, you see, like, your story with Sasha. Like, there's just, like, so much going on. Like, talk to me about that day.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I had my family in town, so, you know, it was good for them to be there, and they were all so supportive. And then I'll kind of sum it up for you. So basically, I hung out all day, you know, and I think we're supposed to get to the stadium at 6 p.m. And I left my house. I was like, I'm going to leave like early, you know. I'll leave at 5:10. Dude, it took me 45 minutes to get to the stadium. 45 minutes. And
What happened?
And I live 3-minute drive from the stadium.
Really?
Dude, there were so many people, so many fans like in the streets. It was crazy. And then I drove in where the players park, and people were like standing there, like taking pictures. Like it was, I've never seen anything like it. It was crazy. That was so cool. And then, once the game started, I've been to games in Europe, in like Barcelona and Man U and Arsenal, and dude, that game versus Galaxy, like might have been better. Like that atmosphere was insane. When I walked out for warm-ups and they were playing like Kanye West and like the lights were like flashing, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy, man. But yeah, I think just to be out there was a blessing, and I was just so excited. And I mean, just for the city, all these fans deserve it. The people here deserve it. And
Yeah, man.
I think we're excited, and I mean, maybe on another day we get a point or a win. So,
Yeah. But still, just the whole day I think was a W. The result was not what we wanted, but
I mean, I mean, we lost, but I think like even Miguel and the players were just happy to see everyone there, and just for it to finally like full circle come into play, like the new expansion team. And
did it surprise you guys the amount of fans and just the amount of like, I don't know, because like at the end of the day, like you never know, right? Like going into a city, like what the atmosphere of the soccer culture is like, especially a brand new team. Did it come as a surprise to you guys, or how did you receive it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a surprise. Like I think everyone knew like how crazy the city is for soccer, and I think the guys were like shocked. I mean, I think we all knew there was going to be 74,000 there, but once we like saw it and like were a part of it, it was like, I think after like in the locker room, I was still like shaking. Like it was like so like it was crazy, man.
I love that, man. And then you had a moment too with Sasha Kleshstein, right?
Yeah.
Who gave you a U.S. men's national team when you were in the hospital, right?
Yeah. So actually he tweeted, I think, before.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was like,
well, like I guess he ran into your parents first, and they told them that you were playing.
Yeah.
And then
I think he asked them like, hey, can I post this? And I mean, my parents didn't think anything of it, like why would it blow up? Like, it's been out there for a while. And then it blew up on Twitter, and that was kind of like a crazy headline going into the game, I think. And I mean, it was cool to just see him, and I did some interviews with him after. But I mean, he's just a great guy, nice guy. And
love that.
I think it's just a lesson, like little things in life, like going to see someone can
it
turn
is
out to be crazy. So.
And I mean, like, I guess one thing that I love about your story, bro, is like there's other people that are gonna go through similar situations, and they can look at you as an example of success, right? Like, I think that's very important. In my opinion, like, you become successful in order to have a platform, and in that platform you can do great things. Now you can do negative things too, but if you're a good person, you'll be able to do great things, and that's something that you're doing, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that taught me a bit to just try to do as much as I can in the community and help out. So that's something I want to do. But
I love that, man.
But that Galaxy game, man, when I got on, I was nervous.
Tell me about that. You came in, you played maybe 5-10 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think it was. Did I come in like
86? Yeah, something like that.
I got like 8 or 9 minutes. I mean, so you're warming up, right? I'm warming up, and I mean, I think I wanted to play bad, but like when it was that late in the game, I didn't know if I was gonna go in, so I think my nerves like went away, and I got a call from coach. I was like, oh my god, I'm going in. And then my first touch was like a 50-yard ping, I think, from Guzman, and I brought it down like perfectly. And I think after that, like my nerves went away, and like it's weird, like you're playing, but like you don't see the crowd, like it just feels like you're playing, and then like when you get the ball in the attacking area, like the fans get loud. It's like your heart starts beating. It's crazy, man. But I wasn't too nervous. I just felt like I was playing soccer again. So
I love that, bro.
It was great. I wish I would have got a few more minutes, but I mean, I was grateful for them.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're part of history, bro. No one can take, for this squad, nobody can take away that moment, that feeling. Even the fans, all of us that were there, like, yo, like, this is historic. Like, this probably won't happen in the MLS again, unless, like, they build a bigger stadium, but...
But like, how many people like can say they played in front of that many too?
100%,
so for me, like my second pro game, like my 15th minute in the MLS is in front of that many people. So it's kind of crazy, but I'm just so like blessed to be able to be in that situation. So.
Love that, man. And then, what advice would you give to maybe a 12, a 13, a 10, a 15-year-old that's kind of getting started in soccer and wants to make it all the way to the pro level?
Yeah, I mean, I just, the advice I would give is just work hard every day. Have fun with it though. You have to love the game, right? If you don't love the game, you're not gonna enjoy what you do, and you're ultimately not gonna make it. And I think just loving the game and almost becoming obsessed like with the craft of soccer, and I think that's how I've got to where I am. I'm just obsessed with it, and I just work hard every day. And you have to work hard every day to get to where you are, but also there's going to be so many obstacles that you have to face in your career from 12 to however long you want to play, and it's just about how you react to them and how you overcome them. So,
I love that, man.
Yeah, so I just think work hard and just keep going.
Yeah.
So love the game.
I love that,
Yeah,
man. And
so-
it's not always about falling, but like you getting back up. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Exactly. But yeah.
Love that.
So yeah.
Share with us maybe like what's like your funniest like soccer story that you could tell us,
Funniest soccer story.
or like something that happened.
Dude, I don't even know. There's not even a lot of funny soccer stories. Putting me on the spot. I don't have any
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you could tell me off air.
Off
if you,
air, I
yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I got you. Let me think about it.
And then my last question then to
Yeah.
you is, what would you say soccer has taught you about success?
Yeah, I think it's taught me a lot. There's so many highs and so many lows of playing soccer, right?
Right.
And, I think for me, I went from the highest of highs after the first 2 games to getting hurt, in training and hitting rock bottom. And, so I think you have to celebrate when you win, right? Like celebrate your highs when you get them, because, you have to enjoy them. Some people
Right.
say don't become too cocky, like don't become arrogant, because like you never know when you're gonna get hurt. But I think you have to be happy when you have success. And
It's like
enjoy it.
live in the moment,
Yeah,
right?
You have to live in the moment, and that's a really good point. Living in the moment, enjoy when you have success, when you score goals, when you're getting assists, when you're playing well, when you're helping the team. Enjoy that, because it's so great. But like also I'm learning, right, like being hurt and like the lows is part of the process, and you almost have to enjoy that and embrace it, because like when you're back at the top, it's going to be so much sweeter, and success is going to feel so much better because you overcome more.
I love that. It's like your appreciation factor
Yeah.
gets higher, right?
Exactly. So I just like using this injury to get back to where I was and get back into
Love it, man.
things.
Well,
Yeah.
we're excited to see you back
Yeah.
on the field, bro.
Hopefully soon,
I've been
man.
telling
Hopefully
everybody
soon.
that you're a baller, so keep doing what you're doing,
Yeah,
man.
thank
And
you.
that way they don't say I'm wrong. And I'm like, I told y'all.
Nah, I'll be back out there, man, and hopefully once I get fit. What were they saying? How long did they say?
Online it says 8 weeks,
Okay,
so
okay.
we'll see.
Let's see. But yeah, I'm hoping to get back out there soon and make a statement with my game and help Charlotte win more. We're balling right now.
Yeah, we are, man.
You see all the ballers on the team doing their thing. So.
For sure, man.
So, yeah.
Chris, thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on today.
Thank
my
you
man.
for having me. Appreciate it. It was fun.
Top Big 90. Our podcast is all about soccer, all things soccer.
Soccer has arrived in Charlotte. We are ready to party.
They're classy too, man. I could wear this on a date.
People who are most successful are the ones who don't just give up